Welcome to a new Let's Play. This one is Iratus, Lord of the Dead. And I'm going to move off this screen because the music is loud on this screen. I will start a new game. And I will select the mode Cakewalk because it goes through tutorial. And I haven't finished Cakewalk before. Evil has returned. The dread necromancer Iratus has attained his freedom after millennia of imprisonment, and the miners gathered round his tomb still do not know the mortal dangers they have stumbled upon. Their bodies will lay the foundation for an army of the dead that will conquer this world. Rise. Okay, minion abilities. Each minion has 5 basic abilities with one ultimate ability. To use an ultimate ability, you need a special resource, Wrath. Minions and enemies can use certain abilities only from specific positions within the targeted specific target. Right. Short explanation. If you've ever played Darkest Dungeon, this is very similar, apart from, in this one, you're the bad guys. So you have up to 4 minions at a time, who face up to 4 enemies at a time, of varying types. This one is my skeleton, who can hit things, so I will hit him. Damage. Physical and magic damage reduces the target's vigor. Igniting deals instant magic damage to the target and true damage at the start of their turn. Stress damage decreases the sanity of the target. Cursing a target will deal stress damage at the start of his turn. Critical hits by your minions decrease enemies' sanity. Enemy critical hits will increase it. Right. Ouch. So yes, depending on your initiative, you take turns. And this is my banshee. She has the ability to scream, which gives them a nice stress attack. Or I can give them another different stress attack. I'll go with the standard stress attack. Sanity. Loss of sanity in combat can lead to various consequences. Insanity, a negative effect that weakens the enemy, and occasionally if they're insane, they will hit their own people. Inspiration, a positive effect that strengthens the enemy. Death, receiving any amount of stress damage while at 0 sanity can lead to instantaneous death. Flee from combat. At low levels of sanity, an enemy on the outermost position of the combat row has a chance to flee from combat. And they knock my skeleton backwards. Right, let me hit this guy again.
This never gets old.
Oh, my poor banshee. Well, I think we'll just have a nice scream at you. See his sanity, the purple bar, goes down rather significantly. And now his vitality, his red bar, goes down even quite well. My skeleton's getting a bit hurt. Have a bit more insanity. And now let me hit you again. He's not feeling so good. There again, neither's my banshee right now. This should kill him because he has no purple bar left. No, it didn't. Alright, this will kill him. Victory. And because of the victory, things like flesh, skulls, hearts, rags, dust, all these bits I get to collect. And this is me, Iratus. Okay. Now I'm at this screen. This is the tutorial part. So as it says, create any 2 minions. You actually have 4 battle groups of 4 minions each. And you can switch between the battle groups as you going through the area to decide which ones you want to use. It wants me to create 2 minions. Creating minions, after gathering parts from his defeated foes, Iratus can create new minions for his army. Using parts of uncommon, rare or legendary quality increases the amount of stat points of the created minion. With time, Iratus will acquire new minion recipes as well as various combat tactics. Yep, well for right now, the easiest way of doing this is just to click fill. It will collect the right parts and then craft.
Bones, bones, bones. Just so uninspired, you know.
And I will also build a Bride of Iratus, who's basically an archer. So I now have 2 skeletons at the front as melee troops, an archer in position 3, and a banshee at the back. That will do for now. As I say, this is similar to Darkest Dungeon if you've ever played it. Okay. The kingdom has need of the vast riches buried underneath the castle. Great veins of iron that promise to fuel conquest after conquest, along with ancient artifacts from a long-forgotten age. The dwarves were eager to offer their services in this project, bringing their untested mining equipment and experimental concoctions for the promise of wealth. They only needed bodies that could obey, and that the humans could provide. With dungeons filled to the brim with both criminals and rebels, there was no shortage of slaves to work these mines. Drugs were used to keep them docile as they dug ever deeper, year after year, unaware of the mortal danger that awaited them below. Yes, they managed to wake me up, basically. So this is the map, and I can choose which route I want to go through this map. I don't know how big it is because I've pretty much just completed the tutorial a couple of times in this game, and this is quite a large map by the looks of it, so I've got a lot of work to do. But I start here. What's that do? That's a cultist who gifted ration with random. Okay. Soul Spring, collect Digger's Souls, and a Fountain of Restoration. Right, well, I've got to go through this battle here with my battle group. I only have the one right now. Unit features. Some enemies possess unique features that either strengthen or weaken them. Study the features of your minions and your enemies so you can fight more effectively. Like this minion, when the Taskmaster dies, his allies recover 30 sanity, because basically these are miners, and he's the guy that's driving the miners. Whereas this skeleton is immune to all buffs and debuffs. Plus 10 luck against female enemies for her. And feature, the chance of enemies to escape increases by 2% each turn until it reaches 10%. Now, apparently I have the initiative, so I will smack this guy at the front. Skeletons are actually quite powerful. And this wonderful archer lady has the ability to set people on fire, which I think is quite nice. And this time my second skeleton will smack this guy. That guy's on fire, so he's in pretty much in trouble anyway. Oh, my banshee. Okay. Let's give him a bit of a struggle. That wasn't very nice, hitting a lady. And he whips his own guy to buff him up. Alright, let's smack this guy.
Brave are an excellent source of fresh corpses.
Let's see if we can set him on fire. No, he has a ward. Armor resistance block ward. Armor, receive physical damage is decreased by the amount of armor that the target has. Resistance, receive magical damage is decreased by the amount of the resistance that the target has. Block, expended to completely nullify the next physical attack. Ward, expended to completely nullify the next magical or stress attack, and he got warded. So now I think I'll just smack him with a sword. No, he managed to block that too. He's a pest.
Be this easy.
That guy was on fire, so he's not feeling so great right now. Right, you have a nice day and get a bit of stress. Ooh, whip me, whip me. Not going to do too well this time. Right, we won't send you fire, we'll just send you a normal arrow. Smack you again. And stress you a bit further. You're not feeling so good, are you, pal? You're still whipping me. And there you go.
Mine is the winning side.
Okay, battle results. After winning a battle, Iratus receives rewards. Digger's Souls, used to construct and improve buildings at the graveyard, parts needed to craft minions, artifacts that can increase the power of your minions and Iratus himself, brains used to quickly increase the level of minions. Additionally, minions that did not participate in a battle restore a small amount of vigor according to the difficulty level. So that's all the stuff I gained, including a scroll of Skullfall, one-time use. You can see my minions are slightly hurt. Equip Iratus with the acquired artifact. So I've acquired an artifact. Artifacts. There are 4 main types of artifacts: weapons, armor, rings and amulets. You will also encounter consumables. Such artifacts only apply for one battle, after which they are spent. At the beginning of the game, Iratus receives 1 random artifact. My random artifact, Scroll of Skullfall, unlocks a secret destruction spell. One-time use, deals 12 magic damage to all enemies, sets them on fire for 3 turns, dealing 6 damage per turn. So
now I will make mortals tremble before me. Well, even more than previously.
Right. So he now has an artifact. I could create more minions at this point, but this set of minions will currently do, so I'll go back to the dungeon. I can either go this way to collect diggers' souls, that way to get restoration, or that way to mortal cultists who gift Iratus with random consumables or minion-specific items. I don't think I've been to one of these before, so... Okay, the second slipper, banshee only. A skeleton becomes receptive to buffs, but still immune to debuffs. Bride of Iratus increases critical damage dealt by the Bride of Iratus by 50%. Mana crystal. First spell used in the battle will cost 0 mana. One-time use. I'll take the Bride of Iratus stuff. And I could equip it on her, on my Bride of Iratus, but I'm just going to head straight to the next battle. Resources and magic. Iratus possesses the following stats and resources. Mana, needed to use talents from the magic, ire and destruction trees. Mana is restored after every victory in combat, though minions abilities or via certain through minions abilities or via certain encounters on the map. Wrath, needed to use the ultimate abilities of your minions. Wrath increases during combat and resets after combat ends. So the longer combat goes on, the more wrath you get. Spell power, increase the effectiveness of active Iratus talents. Iratus gains 1 spell power point each level and can further increase it via artifacts, talents, minion abilities, etc. That's all this stuff down here. Oh, okay, they get to go first. Well, they did. So this is the mana. This is the wrath, which is currently 4 out of 100. The scroll I equipped on Iratus, I can use now and actually dump rain fire down on people. It's a one-time use. Or I can move one of my people right or left in the line. So what I'm going to do, just for the sheer heck of it,
say hello to my burning friend.
That's that one-time use scroll. Set 3 people on fire, which has nothing to do with the minion that's currently about to do something, which is this one. He's going to smack this guy in the head. Or attempt to, and he did. And as those 3 are burning, she's just going to fire an arrow into this guy.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
So now it's 4 against 3. Oh, and it's my turn to smack this guy with this skeleton. And what can we do with you? Don't want to absorb fear. Whenever an enemy moves, the banshee deals 50% load of stress. Wail. I can buff people, but my skeletons don't accept buffs. We'll try this one. Stances. Stance is a type of ability that some minions and enemies can use in battle. Stances differ in duration. A 1-turn stance A stance that ends at the start of the character's next turn. Stance until the battle ends. The character will maintain the stance until it's cancelled or the battle ends. Any stance can be cancelled via forced movement or stunning, unless the description of the stance specifies otherwise. So he's gone into some kind of wonderful defensive stance. Oh, and now a trap. Traps, abilities, the effect of which are limited to one specific position, depending on the specifics of the trap. A character occupying that position can receive negative or positive effects. A trap can be destroyed by certain abilities or overridden by another trap. So, he's put a trap in position 1, so anybody else that moves into position 1 will also get hit by this trap. It's little archery girl's turn. Well, she can set some fire onto this guy. Apart from, no she can't, he's warded. Alright, well you smack this guy in the head.
This is what 1,000 years of evolution looks like? Yeah, pathetic.
Okay. Ouch! Okay, skeleton. Hit that guy. Oh, another whipping. And you just put an arrow into him. Finish him off.
One by one, life vanishes from this world.
And now I'm just going to finish off this last guy, if I can actually hit him. It doesn't appear to be very likely at the moment. Yep, apparently I can't seem to hit this guy. Whereas he's not very effective with that whip, but he is hitting me anyway. Oh, finally! Oh, critical hit as well. Oh, good. He's not going to last much longer. Well, 4 against 1. I didn't fancy his odds anyway. But finally, yeehaw! So I can load more bits and pieces to help with my minion creation, which I'm going to need to do shortly. Unlock a new talent. Right, Iratus also has talent. Winning battles rewards Iratus with experience that increases level. At each level he receives talent points that can be used on the following ability trees. Alchemy, increases the efficiency of your minions and resource economy. Magic, spells weakens foes, require mana to use. Ire, spells strengthen minions, requires mana to use. Destruction, deals direct damage to enemies, requires mana to use. So, I have 3 talent points. I'm currently level 2. Bone Spear. I'll go with that one. And Hail of Teeth. We'll go with that one too. And I'll have
The formulae reveal their secrets.
An Alchemy talent as well. Right. Now, I don't want to start combat right now because I want to create some more minions. I'm going to have a Death Knight.
To him, the world is as hollow as his armor.
In fact, I'm going to have 2 of those. I'm going to have another archer. And I'm going to have a mummy. I can have a leech.
I just can't tell where they get their uncaring attitude from.
Right. So now basically I formed a second battle group which will allow this lot to heal whilst I go back to the dungeon. And next stop is a grave, an ancient tomb containing dormant minions awaiting their time. Oh, I've got to choose a battle squad. I'll choose battle squad 2. Off we go. Which means I can either pick up a banshee, a whatever he is, I've forgotten what he is, or a death knight, which I've just created 2 of, so I'll take the one that I don't currently have. a zombie. And now I will take Battle Squad 2 on to the next battle. Oh, okay. That's not very friendly. Alright, well, let's set you on fire. He's really having a go at my Death Knight. Okay, Bone Shards. Does a lot of damage to a random enemy. Command Undead, buff somebody, or I can kill an ally. Or I can get Iratus to do some damage with the stuff that I just buffed him with, or gave him abilities in. Let's go with that one. I'm going to use this spell on the guy at the back.
Know why? There's no sun up in the sky. Bony weather incoming.
And you will do bone damage to a random enemy. Well, apparently it was the guy in position 2. Yeah, and now it's my other Death Knight. Well, we'll hit him. That wasn't very effective. Ouch. Alright, we'll keep hitting you. And we'll keep hitting you until such time as you fall over. Which apparently is going to take a little while. Alright. I'm still doing random hits with that guy, and we'll just do a standard arrow into him this time. He's taking a bit of killing, this guy. There we go, so is my Death Knight at the front. No matter how much you debuff him. And I missed. Typical. He keeps whipping his own people. Can I please kill? No, I can't apparently kill the one at the front. Alright, let's give him a standard arrow.
One less annoyance in the world.
That pretty much describes it. One less annoyance in the world. See, he was tough to kill. Right. Oh, great. Now he's decided to block me. Command Undead. Rain of Fire. Yeah, Ignition deals 17 to 18 damage to all allies and enemies except itself. Yeah, I really don't want to do that, but what I can do is I can use a Bone Spear on these guys. Now, I'm Iratus, I might as well use my magic, and we'll just use Bone Shards on whichever random enemy it wants to hit.
Good.
Oh, that killed him.
More materials. Ooh, I didn't think it would be this easy.
Ooh, whip me, beat me. He's still alive. That's not nice. Ouch, don't hit a lady. Finally. That's someone gentlemanly. You're toast, pal.
As your suffering ends, your service begins.
Right. Now, as it says, it wants me to improve a minion using a brain. So I will go with Minion Upgrades. Minions evolve and can be improved in multiple ways. Leveling grants a minion stat and skill points. Each level a minion gets 2 stat points for improving stats. Every third level a minion gets 1 skill point for upgrading abilities. Using parts of higher quality grants a minion additional stat points. Items provide your minions with additional features. Receiving buffs and debuffs from minions items doesn't trigger any effects. A brain instantly gives a minion additional experience. Well, first off, oh, just did that. Right. This guy has some stat points he can use. So we will... The cost, I've got 2 stat points, so there's not much I can upgrade, but initiative is always good, and we'll give you an attack upgrade. Yes, 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 yes. Now we will go to the Banshee and give her the brain. Replace the current item with the previous item will be lost. Yes, we're replacing the brain, which has given her 10 stat points and 2 abilities. Abilities are things like her scream. I can now improve it that way. Moves the target to a random position, removes all buffs from the targets. It still deals damage. I don't know which ones I want. Well, we'll go with... We'll go with that.
Back to battle.
And we'll go with that. Really not that bothered about this one. We will give you the ability to evade a bit. That's a cost of 7. I don't like that cost. I'll increase your dread. I'll give you some armor. Still got 6 points to play with. Some resistance. Increase your aim a bit. Still got 3 points to play with. We'll increase your luck. And we'll increase your evasion again. That's the nice thing about giving someone a brain, or a level 6 brain. You get to increase their skills quite a lot. Now equally, all these guys down here have gone up to level 2, which means they just get a stat increase. And for you guys, it's basically increase the damage, because your damage is pretty low at low levels, including the archer. Right. Now, doesn't really matter which group I choose to use, so see where's next. What's this? Sacrificial Altar. By sacrificing minions, Iratus receives parts, items, and a random consumable. Ancient Coffin filled with items or a battle. We'll go with the Ancient Coffin. We'll choose Battle Squad 2. We can have an acid gland, armored plate, or sadist's hand.
Toss it with the rest.
We'll go with the sadist's hand, and now looks like I'm going to go into this battle. And after this battle I will end this episode, but that hopefully should be about the end of the tutorial. You, that doesn't seem particularly tough, this lot. We'll see. I don't know what you are. Oh, you're a conscript apparently. Ouch! I keep hitting my lady. Alright, toads. How do you like me now? He's not going to live too much longer. Oh, that's very much ungentlemanly. Right, pop an arrow in the chest.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
He's still alive. Not anymore, he's not.
Ooh, this one voided its bowels just as it died.
Oh, good. You're toast.
A predictable outcome.
Yeah. Construct a building in the graveyard. Right, behind wonderful Iratus is his graveyard. Graveyard and construction. After attaining freedom, Iratus turned his prison into a base of operations. Graveyard buildings require minions and a special resource in order to construct them, digger souls, of which I've currently got 50. So, I know from having gone through this tutorial previously, the arena. Training at the arena. Minions gain plus 10 experience and plus 45% of the experience from the current level. Applies after a victory. It requires you to sacrifice a skeleton to build it.
Becoming an undead eliminates almost all memories and useful skills from the subject. However, new knowledge can be taught through the application of controlled combat.
And a mortuary, a powerful aura of death restores 100% vigor. Applies after victory. And as I got a free zombie, I'll build that too.
Morgue is not just a place to restore my minions to fighting strength. It can hold them in stasis, preserve for eons until they hear their master's call.
Right, what he said, but I can shove that hurt minion in there, and they will get some experience, and I can shove somebody else in there. You're going to go into that group there. We're going to go into that group there, and you can go get some experience. So I've got one guy being trained up there, a Death Knight being trained up there, and a Bride of Iratus being trained in the mortuary. And now here's Alchemy. We'll cover this, even though it's going to make this episode a bit longer than I wanted. Iratus is proficient in several alchemical, I can't pronounce that word, disciplines. Transmutation, transformation of one type of part into another. Distillation, spends parts, brains or items to gain vigor for minions. Extraction, crafting items from available parts. Calcination, spend parts, brains or items to gain mana for Iratus. So basically what you do is you decide, pick one, tell it to fill this thing, craft away, and I end up with a new set of steel spikes for 3 bits of armour. Distillation. Actually, I don't want to do that one. Let's go with transmutation. What do I want? Let's try for armour. If I craft that, no, it didn't work. Calcination, restore 20 mana. And that's basically, you can do alchemy as many times as you so feel like. This concludes the tutorial. You can continue the current game on the cakewalk or restart the game on more pain difficulty. I will now continue. However, that's where I'm going to end this episode. As always, I hope you enjoyed or found this one interesting. There'll be a lot more battles coming up as I make my way through the dungeon and go get craft myself some more minions to go do that, as I don't have many currently. But as always, I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you down the road for more of Iratus, Lord of Death, coming soon. Cheerio!